So today's the first day that we've had reasonable weather. It's not brilliant, but it's dry. So we decided we're going to try and put up the outhouse and the XL. Not easy to say. We just laid down a bit of a tarpaulin because it's still a bit muddy out here. So when we looked at the sun awning that we put on, we discovered a channel that we think we're going to be able to put the awning into. So I'll go and give that an open now and get it all ready. Now we actually put a small padlock on the zips at the end just to stop people interfering with it when you're parked in car parks, etc. We obviously wouldn't go to this much trouble when we're putting it out on site, but like I said, the ground around here after all the rain we've had in Cumbria is pretty soft and muddy. It comes with this small ground sheet just for the actual living bit, but we're obviously not going to bother with that today because we've got the big green tarp down. Where's the channel? Here it is. So this awning comes with two sizes of the can door strip, so we just need to find out which one's going to fit this rail.
Yep, larger one.
Luke, stop. Oi. I'll have to cut that bit, you have to do it again. Stop. Off your back. You'll have to excuse Blue, he wants to get in on the act. Yeah, put it in there. There's no ground sheet on it at the time.
Find out whether we can put these in now.
Just two poles. A bit like a normal crossover tent really.
Well, it should be. If I go in from that end, so you're going as far as from that end there.
Right, so we've got the main poles in. You need to just clip them onto the poles. There's some clips here, look. There's a couple, just to keep it fastened onto the poles. So it's not guyed out yet. It's not particularly breezy, but I think we'd be fine with that, wouldn't we? It's very tall.
Just for us, short.
Well, I'm only 5'1.5", so.
I'm only 5'2".
So I think if you're a 6'6", you'd be all right with that, wouldn't you? Have you got some pegs?
Okay.
Is that a spare? There's a pole down here. Is this a spare?
There is a spare, yeah.
Oh, all right. So very nicely comes with a spare pole. I hope that's not a bad omen, the fact that they're going to break. They never supply the best pegs though. We have got some proper rock pegs though, haven't we, if we need them?
Yeah, we did have a hammer as well, which I've lost.
Oh. Is it under the ground sheet? Is it inside?
Oh, sorry.
I think Bernie's put the hammer back in a safe place.
Take two.
We now have a hammer. Don't forget, I've just moved it, so it's probably not square now.
One side, the other in, and these are new as well.
They're what?
These are new.
Oh, how does that work? Oh.
Ooh.
I don't know. Maybe.
It locks in there, like looks of it, once it's done.
So maybe you just peg through the loop then. There's no actual sort of proper guide point. And just loosen it off and
That must be to
yeah,
tighten it like that, so we'll
you
see.
just loop it round then.
We keep changing these designs, don't we?
Well, probably cheaper to manufacture than what we're used to. So how does it tighten
Well,
then?
I think it goes like that, and then that goes into that.
It locks in.
Oh. It's locked on itself, actually.
Alright, so you just pull it.
Yeah.
Pretty much like
Similar,
the
just a
the
slightly
usual
different
ones.
design. Slightly different design.
I should have timed us when we started this. I don't know how long we've been doing it.
Well, I think
For the first time out
the
the
first
bag.
time you can't really time it. Once it comes down like that and then locks in there.
Oh, right. Locks into this little bit here.
There we go, 'cause you can see
Yeah. It's sort of got little teeth on the inside of the plastic
so
bit,
this
hasn't
one
it?
comes down. Yeah.
Yeah, we hadn't thought about. There is an adjustment on the inside of that tunnel, so maybe when we get it pegged down, we can tighten that up.
Have a magnet for the other one.
And this is the difference. Before, when we had the Andro boot jump, we had a nice solid seal to the weather decathlon on the back, didn't we? Whereas this isn't a proper awning, so you never get a weather tight seal on the tunnel bit. this is all totally new to us, so.
And that's obviously going to tighten up as you...
And there is one on the inside, I believe, as well, at the top
Yeah.
to tighten it. Just peg it loosely for now, yeah.
Well, that side isn't going to tighten up, unfortunately,
Because of where the car is. But we're going to have times, aren't we, where the ground isn't level, and we're going to have to deal with that sort of thing, aren't we?
Well, the plan is we pull this one, because we have a sliding door, it comes all the way back to here.
Yeah.
And we want the door to open inside the tent so it doesn't let the rain in.
Yeah.
We're going to pull this one and pull this one further back this way.
Right. Yeah, that's our ground again here, guys.
Even by the coast.
Yeah. Cliffs are made up of small rocks.
So then...
Right, because it's flappy, isn't it?
What we'll be able to do then is we'll be able to magnet that to the car.
Yeah.
Up.
Yeah.
Up. And then up to there.
Yeah.
So that'll be all magneted down the side of the car, which means the door will be able to come fully open to there without letting any rain in. That then will tighten up.
It's a shame it hasn't got a bungee in there, you know. Is it a channel?
That will tighten up then at the top, and then when this falls back over, that will prevent any rain
getting in that way.
In that way, because that will be magneted
Is
around
this,
the edge of the door.
This is a channel though, isn't it? What's that in there?
That's a beading. That's
Does
to
that
be
not?
able to pull tight. You can
Oh,
pull
there has
tight.
got a bungee then. That needs pulling then. That'll bring it closer to the car.
Yeah. You still have to stick.
You still have to put magnets on,
in.
but that's made it better already, hasn't it?
Yeah, I probably don't need
Is
to
there
come
knots in the bottom then,
You
or
don't need to come this far out actually. You could actually take that if you wanted.
put it under the car?
Under the car.
Yeah,
I mean, it won't stop
and
the
then
dog getting
tighten
out,
that bungee up.
and then
You could probably tighten that
magnet
some
there.
more. I bet you can't find a spot you can hammer into, can you?
Oh, it'll go in. You just can't push it in by hand.
So has that got a toggle on the end then, that bungee? You don't have to knot it or anything? Oh, that's
Yeah.
perfect, because you could tighten that really tight. You could still got a bit more on that. Yeah, look at that. Oh, that's better. Not flapping away everywhere now, is it? Like you say, if you had the magnets as well, it'd stop it moving about in the wind.
Yeah.
Oh, that's much better.
Passing that to that, that
Yeah.
to that.
We'll have to get online and find some decent magnets. Well, some called limpets, I think. So I'll have a look. So the other thing about this that I liked was these windows. Because the tent that we had before, it didn't have any windows in it, did it? And it was very dark inside.
No, it either had that or mesh. You could open them, but it was just mesh, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So if it rained, you couldn't leave them open.
So you can guide out at that point, and you've still got shelter here from the rain. Or if you want to have some daylight in there, a bit more, you can unzip these at the sides and then just roll it up. The only thing to mention here is this top half here is mesh to let the air in. So no way would you be able to have that rolled up if it's raining. The bottom half is actually the plastic. So you could actually just zip it part way up. I like that idea very much. I think I'll leave that and I'll go around and do the other side and just see how light it is on the inside. It's one little, not a complaint, or just a bit of a niggle that I've just noticed. You won't actually be able to open these windows from the inside because all the gubbins for it is on the outside. which is a bit of a pain if it's raining in the morning. You want to have a look out and see what the weather's doing. The only way you're going to be able to do it is to go out in said rain to open the window. That's a bit of a pity. So let's have a look inside and see what we're dealing with.
We'll do the main door.
So I believe if you have a couple of extra poles, you can actually put this up as an additional sun canopy. And we're lucky because we have got some extra poles.
Yeah.
Yeah. Give you a heck of a living space, wouldn't it?
It's not massive inside, but
It doesn't need to be though, does it? Not just for us two. So the Decathlon Alpduiness that we had was 2.5 metres by 2.5, and I believe this is 2 by 2.
enough to get a small table, 2 chairs. Another thing we found that could be useful to let air in to stop condensation, for instance, is this little vent at the front. Just velcroed down, and then it has 2 little legs that pop out, velcro to the top, and you have a mesh section in the top there so that you can let air through, and it will help stop condensation inside.
And be good in the summer as well, so let some of the hot air out.
Yeah, yes. You get any hot air in the summer, don't you?
It's hard to imagine hot air in the summer right now, isn't it?
And then just push down.
Like Velcro's
Velcro
back
back.
down.
Boy.
Excellent. Right, so proof of the pudding's in the eating. Let's just see what the view of the van is from inside once you've undone this door into the, I think they call it a corridor, channel, the bit that fastens to your van anyway.
Yeah, so it's the hallway.
A hallway, alright.
Hallway.
We're going to be posh, we'll have a hallway. There you go. That's quite an area, isn't it?
Yeah, and then it's to obviously keep the rain and everything
Yeah.
off, and then
Does the door open inside? Excellent. Oh, that's great, isn't it? So you can come in here when it's raining and get your wet things off. Put your boots down in the hallway. That's excellent. It's a bit loose at the moment, guys, because this is the first time we've put it up and we haven't pulled it far enough away from the vehicle.
I haven't got the vehicle straight as well.
That doesn't help, no. But if you've watched any previous videos, we did one on the sun canopy where we discovered that there was an awning channel on the bottom of it. So this is where ours is fixed on, so there's no gap. The cover for the sun canopy, I think you can just see there if I push it enough, it's just out onto the roof, and it's come down nice and tight and made a lovely weatherproof seal. And it won't be weatherproof, but it'll keep most of it out, keep the rain out. I'm very impressed. Brilliant, that, isn't it? And obviously when the door's down, you're going to have a good area in there to put a couple of chairs,
2 chairs, a small
table,
table.
be able to put the loo in there. And it didn't take long to put up either, did it?
No, no.
Fits nicely.
So that section, this section will be a lot tighter than this.
Yeah, I've just said with it, it's because we've not got the car far enough or positioned correctly.
And that will be fitting.
Yeah, and we will look for some
All weatherproofing as well.
limpet magnets and stuff.
That can be tightened up more at the bottom to pull it down from the top.
Yeah, very impressed with that. I think we paid, was it £189 for it online, and it's called the Outdoor Revolution Outhouse XL. Good bit of kit. So that was just a wee small demonstration of putting up the awning for the first time. Obviously we didn't demonstrate how to drive away, or how in fact to fix the drive away awning strip. But when we actually get it out and get it on site, and we actually do get around to using that, we'll obviously pop up another short video to show you how we got on. Thanks for watching again. The Other-Windsors.